I guess these guys are arch rivals, MMA Joey and MMA Guru. So MMA Joey made a compilation. Hold on. Tell me, though. Hey, we all use inspiration, right? But MMA Joey be hating on Guru, and it's like, wait a minute. Hold on. MMA Joey be hating on Guru, but he kind of low-key copied his blueprint. He got the fake profile pic, like the graphic type thing. And then, MMA Guru, MMA Joey. So, he be hating on Guru, but it seems like Guru inspired him slightly if we're just looking at their fucking names. Besides that point, the first video that started this whole campaign was this that was posted by MMA Joey. It's a compilation of Guru saying racist slurs during the fucking UFC 322 main event between JDM and Islam. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. This guy probably could benefit from smoking a little bit of kush. A little bit of self-reflection would help him out tremendously. I know this is how Guru made it this far, but I think if Guru smoked a little bit of kush, he would bite his tongue just a little bit. Now, I don't really think he's racist by any means, but from my perspective, we're both kind of in the same game of putting out our thoughts and shit like that. And that's not really what he's doing right there. Is not something I'm really willing to do. You know what I mean? I'm not going to call people all the names he was saying. I mean, you're about to hear it. But he was also going off at his chat. Like, people in the chat arguing with them and shit. It was a little much for me. But anyway, here's the video MMA Joey put together. And it says this: MMA Guru was so disgusted with Islam becoming welterweight champ, he proceeds to taunt Muslims about women and children being bombed in Palestine. I knew MMA Guru was a Dylan Dennis of MMA YouTube, but I thought he was playing a character. Send in the nukes. Go cry at the border is despicable. Just goes to show how you can capitalize on the MMA fan base by being Islamophobic, xenophobic, racist, and just an overall bigot. This last sentence right here, I mean, I've never thought about capitalizing on the MMA fan base by being all these things. You feel me? So I don't know. If anybody ever had the intentions of capitalizing on the MMA fan base by being Islamophobic, xenophobic, and racist, I mean, you're probably not that good of a person. And I'm not even speaking towards MMA Guru. I'm just saying in general. If you want to get famous in the MMA fan base by being these things, you probably aren't a good person. That's some high-level manipulation right there. Can you really be bigoted against bigots? So I'm guessing you think that the Russians are bigots themselves, Eric Wool. Shit, I don't know. I don't know if the Russians are bigots themselves. Anyway, here's the video.
Don't let him finish you, Jack. It's the new moral victory. Send in the nukes, dude, right at that cliff where they're fucking their cousins year after year, the ugly inbred cunts. Let's go, Jack. Get back up. I know it's just their culture, but hey, this is really fun. Round 5's coming up. Come on, Jack. Let's get that mew on again. Let's mew. We're mewing in this 5th round. Let's go. Let's go. Dominated? Yeah, you're ugly and inbred as fuck, dude. You're inbred little rodents, dude. Round 5 coming up. I don't care. Inbred little rodents, dude. You got to force women to have sex with you or they wouldn't.
This is where Guru would benefit from smoking a little bit of kush, boys. He's lacking self-awareness, obviously. I mean, how many girls has Guru cracked in his day, boys? How many girls you think Guru cracked in his day, boys? Talking about, you know, these guys got to force women to have sex with them. Okay, bro, fine. But, like, at the same time, you're opening the window for me to now kind of press you and be like, how many women want to sleep with you, homie? I get it, you're entertaining and shit like that, but you gotta be a little bit careful because I don't want to personally open the door for a guy like me to now call you out for not getting chicks. You know what I mean? But you brought this upon yourself. Talking about how the Muslims gotta force women to have sex with them. That's besides the point. I don't fucking know. But if you're highlighting that, then I gotta highlight how many chicks you be sleeping with, bro. What's your game like? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Guru. I'm sorry, Guru. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, bro. I don't want to do this to you. But I got to. Under 0. A torta at 2 at most. -6. LOL. And then Miata Boy goes, to be fair, Khabib actually married his cousin though. Shit, I don't know these things, but I do be seeing the comments, Miata Boy. I do be seeing the comments. I don't know if it's like Khabib haters or whatnot, but I see those comments that Khabib married his cousin. Do I know if it's a fact or fiction? Honestly, I don't know. But the other thing, him going in on the chat, I mean, I don't know, man. I get that he's entertaining. I get he's on camera doing his thing. So I'm not really going to hold it against him that he's kind of like baiting the chat into talking more shit to him, if that makes sense. I'm not so much on him for that. I get that he's saying very edgy things, but maybe he's caught up in the entertainment, and when he rewatches this later, he's going to be like, oh, damn, maybe I shouldn't have said that shit. You know? But the part about forcing women to have sex and all that stuff, I figured I had to react to that. He acting like he be getting a lot of puss. Shout out Guru.
Fucking freaks. Here we go, round 5, dude. Ugly inbred little rodents, dude. Cry at a border. Bitches. Crying in my chat. Round 5. Go cry at a border. Let us in, let us in. Here we go, round 5. Let's go, Jack. Cousin fucking force women to fucking marry him as children. Freaks. Ugly little rodent freaks. Finish him, dude. Just finish him with an arm lock or whatever you want to do, you gaylord. Fucking little freak. Retard, bruv. He's trying to snap his arm here. JDM trying to get his arm out of this position. Gets out of it. Volk beat him. Wasn't 4-1. It was 4-1 Volk. Makhachev laying on top again. Everyone pretending they enjoy it. Cry at a border in chat. Cry at a border. Keep spamming. Cry at a border. Go cry at a border. See you lot on a boat soon crying. Gay little rodents, man. Inbred freak as well. You can't act like you enjoy this shit. He's just laying on top of him, man. Holding half guard. Don't act like you enjoy this. Jesus, get up then. Go for a sub. Go for anything. Please sub him here in the 5th, please.
So this is the clip that went viral, right? And then
don't let him finish it, Jack.
Guru was getting a lot of flack from this, and I guess Demetrious Johnson too, because for those that don't know, Demetrious Johnson and Guru, they got a monthly podcast. Every time a numbered event takes place, they go on and do a podcast and react to everything. It's called the Mighty Guru Show. Fun fact, you know what I mean, before the cancellation of the show and after Guru's racist remarks, they did film the latest episode after UFC 322, and it's out already. The latest episode after UFC 322 is out already. And then they decided to cancel it. So, you know, they got their money real quick. They got their little bag real quick, and then they canceled the show. If you ask me, I'm sure Demetrious did have an inkling. You know what I mean? I'm sure he had an inkling, bro. Guru's like big enough to the point where that must have been clipped off by other people and sent to DJ before MMA Joey did it. That would be my guess. But once it became very public, I guess Demetrious and Demetrious and Guru decided to part ways. So this is what Guru posted today. He goes, I was fine with you pussies on here acting like I was a murderer because I called someone inbred and told some guy spamming in my live chat to cry at a border, but now you're targeting DJ. I'll drop the news early. The Mighty Guru show is over. DJ stood his base. Video dropping soon. And then he responds to his own tweet and he goes, I get it. A lot of pussy bitch victims on here crying about a donation from 2019 and words on a live stream. If you're wondering about that donation from 2019... okay, it's not just one donation, it's like multiple donations about Cheeto Vera's disabled daughter. I don't even like really touching on this, but I mean, I guess I have to, okay? So this donation, add another S on the end of it. It was donations from 2019 about making fun of Cheeto Vera's disabled daughter And where did that stem from? Well, apparently, based off what I've been seeing, it stemmed from Guru making a joke in the first place. So Guru made light of Cheeto Vera's daughter's condition in the first place, which then opened the floodgates for his donations to start coming in, basically adding on to his joke, if you will. So it's two things now. It's what he said at UFC 322 on his live stream, and then they're also adding in, you know, they're digging up the old clip of the donations talking shit on Cheeto's daughter. So he goes, but the how does DJ collaborate with this guy's stuff gotta stop. We spoke right after the pod, dropped about it. I messaged him the other day saying I'm good to back down. So it seems like they discussed it a little bit, and then Guru said, look, man, I'll back down. If you're getting shit for this, we don't gotta continue. I'll leave. And fair. They don't really need each other, to be honest with you. I think Guru will be fine on his own. So I guess part of what I think about this whole Guru and Mighty Mouse show getting canceled, bro, this is why I just like being by myself, being independent, because like the more people you involve in shit like that, the more opinions come into play. And so what's Guru supposed to do? Change up his whole gimmick, so to speak, for Demetrious Johnson? I don't think so. So instead he said, fuck it. Fuck that show. I'm going to keep being me. I'm going to keep doing what got me this far. I'm going to go back to being by myself on my own show. Fuck the Mighty Guru show. And okay. All right. Honestly, Guru has said way worse things. They shouldn't cancel the show over this, Bane says. Well, I guess maybe DJ could have been like, no, we don't need to cancel this shit. Let's keep it going. You know, but I guess DJ was like, yeah, let's cancel this shit. He's also kind of cool with the Russians. So maybe he doesn't want to burn his connection with them. You know, as a content creator, to some degree, you got to make a decision. Are you going to put your content first or your relationships first? You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, for a guy like Demetrious, who has an endless abundance of relationships he can dig into, I think for him, prioritizing his relationships over his content would be more beneficial for him. For a guy like Guru and myself, you know what I mean? We don't got that abundance of relationships like DJ. So it might be better to prioritize your content over relationships. Just kind of explaining why DJ might have taken up Guru on the offer to end the podcast in the first place. And it probably has to do with the fact that he's cool with the Russians. So yeah, Guru announces that the show's over with and all this stuff. And then the floodgates opened, like a ton of reaction to it. I'm just going to kind of read you guys some of the reactions I seen. Bro lost his show, dumbass. See, you didn't need that stupid over-the-top reaction, and you have toned it down a little. But you just had to go overboard, Guru. That's basically what I just got done saying. It's not too late for him to tone it down a little bit. He did the hard part. He got the fan base. Now smoke a little bit of Kush, Guru. Realize the errors of your ways. And just calm down a little bit. Speaking about the Cheeto Vera thing, I think I got it bookmarked, which we'll get to. Like, there's an actual clip that I've bookmarked of the donations about Cheeto's daughter and stuff. But ACD was the one who posted, like, MMA Guru announces that Mighty Mouse has officially left his podcast, the MMA Guru Show. This comes after a 2019 clip resurfaced of Guru making a joke on his live stream about Cheeto Vera's daughter who suffers from a neurological disorder. Here's the Guru and Cheeto Vera's daughter thing. MMA Guru sitting there laughing at Cheeto Vera's daughter on live stream and cashing super chats off it. Truly bottom of the barrel stuff. No morals, no boundaries, just exploiting a fighter's kid for pocket change. And the worst part, his community eats it up. That tells you exactly what kind of sewer he's built. Before I even play this clip for you guys, I'm just going to say how I felt watching it. And honestly, if you guys donated and you guys were saying stuff about Cheeto's daughter, to keep it a buck, I would be like, listen, I can't read that shit. You know, I appreciate the donos and shit like that, but I can't even acknowledge this shit. Like, some money's just not good money. You feel me? But this is a 3-minute clip of just, like, tons of donations coming in and Guru kind of, like, winding up the chat. I'm not going to read this shit, but I'm just going to pause it.
Thank you for the $5. I appreciate you, Gina Carano. Thank you very much indeed. Thoughts on Cheeto Vera practicing his head kicks on his daughter? The special... Okay, shut up. Dude, don't say that shit. Thank you for the $5. You know.
See, I would have kind of been like, all right, man, like, I'm not going to keep reading that shit. But he's kind of laughing, winding up the chat.
Though is the question. Thank you for the $2, Pacey. MMA Joey eating Cheeto's daughter impression. He'd never eat a vegetable. Thank you for the $5.
That's pretty fucked up. That's pretty fucked up. Like I said, some money's just not good money, bro. And even if he doesn't get canceled, that's just not somewhere I'd be willing to go, personally. I don't know if you guys get that fucking joke. I'm not even going to clarify the joke for you guys, but if you get it, you low-key know that's pretty fucked up to say. Thank you, James, for liking the video. Thank you. It was in bad taste, but who went back to get this stuff? Yeah, shit, I don't know, Louis. I didn't know this shit existed. I don't pay that close attention to Guru.
Sign on. This guy acting like MMA Joey eats vegetables. Not possible to do the impression. Such a slob. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate your $5, Gina Carano. Cheeto explaining, shut up about Cheeto's daughter. I made one joke to hope it would die down. Stop. Thank you for the $5, dude. Into like the corners. Thank you for the $5, Gina Carano. Thoughts on Cheeto putting his daughter at shut up for the $5.
So Gina Carano donated a bunch of times trying to get him to talk shit on Cheeto's daughter. And I figure it's worth saying right now. Even Bert MMA asking for the impressions, LMAO. What the fuck Bert doing in there, Soda Pop? I didn't even see that shit. Bert, get the fuck out of his chat donating. You don't need to be donating, bro. Soda Pop, don't tell me Bert asked him for a fucking impression of Cheeto's daughter. Now I gotta go back.
Thank you for the $5, Gina.
Oh, yeah, I see Bert right there.
Such a slob.
Alright, good thing Bert didn't donate. Oh, Bert. Come on, Bert. Come on, Bert. Bert, that shit ain't cool. Why the fuck you got Guru next to your name too? Are you a subscriber or something? Till adopting Cheeto daughter impression. Damn, Bert. I fuck with Bert, but Bert gotta chill, bro. Bert gotta chill. Alright? This is what I wanted to say as well, though. Because I told you guys I do watch Guru's content, but I don't pay attention to this shit. Because I do think Guru's talented. You know, that's the sad part for Guru right now is, like, I find this guy talented. I've said many times in the past, he's a really good speaker. You know, he does share good opinions. He has good reactions to stuff. He doesn't need to go as far as he does sometimes because he's talented without that shit. And that's the best compliment I can give a guy like Guru. You know what I mean? He doesn't need this shit. Some people do need to rely more on rage baiting and talking shit, but I find the guy pretty talented. I find his knowledge in MMA to be pretty high or highly regarded amongst all the analysts out there. So, like, he's known for a lot more than just talking shit on people as far as the Russians or Cheeto's daughter goes. He doesn't even need to touch that shit. I don't even think that's his main breadwinner. Like, sure, he got $5 here, but, you know, he gets hundreds of thousands of views on videos that I think do way more than some of these donos do.
Thank you for the $5. I appreciate your $5, Gina Carano. Cheeto explaining, shut up about Cheeto's daughter. I made one joke to hope it would die down. Stop. Thank you for the $5, dude. Into, like, the corners. Thank you for the $5, Gina Carano. Thoughts on Cheeto putting his daughter at shut up for the $5. Thank you for the $3 Australian, Xavier Cochlin. Who wins Geodude versus Cheeto's daughter breakdown? Geo, dude.
I'm laughing at Guru laughing. I have no clue what the insult even was, just for the record. I'm literally laughing at Guru laughing.
Thank you for the $2 to John Joe. Guys, seriously, stop letting me profit off of this. Thank you for the $2, Barbecue Kermit. I appreciate you. Chael in Fedor fight versus Vera's daughter in Smart Off. I don't know. Thank you for the $2. Chael in Fedor fight versus Vera's daughter in... Okay. Okay, stop. Vera's daughter, though.
Stop the cap.
Chael in that Fedor fight, mate. Jesus. Thank you for the 20 Danish kroner, but MMA thoughts on...
I wasn't laughing, boys. I wasn't laughing. I promise you. I just told you I wouldn't laugh at Cheeto's daughter. I was just laughing at Guru's fucking face when he started laughing. Look at you, boys. Sure, you can't laugh at that, then criticize this, bro. I'm not laughing, boys. I'm not laughing.
Jesus. Thank you for the $3 Australian. Aspinall defends Cheeto's daughter from Jones impression. You know what? You can't just go around punting this cabbage. $3 Australian. Yeah, Volk can beat Golem for sure. Cheeto's daughter meeting Sid the Sloth. Shut up. For his whole life. Thank you for the $2, Gina Carano. The EDP meeting Cheeto's daughter impression. Oh, sharp. I don't know, dude. Sharp. Oh, my word. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Can you stare into the camera and tell me what's wrong with Cheeto's daughter? I have no clue. I'm a casual and I don't get the jokes. Please explain in detail. No. Thank you for the $5. I'm not doing that. No. Thank you for the $5, good sir.
Okay. I'm sure you guys expect me to criticize Guru more after that video, but to be honest with you, I try to just kind of shoot him the devil's advocate, if anything. And I do see Guru. I see Guru trying to chill out the chat a little bit. I see him trying to chill out the chat. They're asking him to explain the shit in context, and he's like, I'm not going to do that. You know, he's kind of telling them to stop. What I'm going to say is that Guru seems like he's young. You know what I mean? I think he might be younger than me. I'm 29. I think Guru might be around my age or a little bit younger, like within a couple years. So I understand the mistake he might be making, right? By kind of like winding up the chat. But I did see him trying to turn it away. Even though that was like, it was already too late for all that. And I guess if I were to give him a criticism, it's that his chat even feels like they can like do all that stuff in the first place, you know? I think it speaks to a broader issue than just like that one isolated thing. Like what gave his chat the inkling that they could even start just spamming donations insulting Cheeto's daughter in the first place, you know? That's kind of cultural within his fan base, within his community. And that's what he created, right? He created the culture in his fan base and his community. But I did see him trying to shut it down, and that's what I was saying I would do. Like, I wouldn't be laughing at that shit. I wouldn't be explaining it either. Maybe he messed up, right? If I'm cutting him any slack, maybe he messed up there. Maybe if he looks at that video, he wishes he could have taken it back. You know what I mean? Maybe. I see people comparing MMA Joey to Guru, saying if MMA Joey's canceling Guru, he's a hypocrite. But Joey isn't as bad as Guru. You know what I mean? They're referencing the Bo Nickal situation where Joey celebrated Bo Nickal's loss. And like, yeah, while that may be slightly unprofessional, he didn't go after like race and religion, you know?
Him! Bo looks like he's ready to quit! Bo looks like he's ready to quit! Let's go! Oh, another knee to the body. Bo's ready to quit, I'm telling you. This loyal little bitch ain't built for it. I've been telling you. For years. Expose him. He's ready to quit. Look at him. He's ready to quit. He's ready to quit. Pepper him up. Pepper his little pussy ass up. Oh, he finally decides to throw it back. Yeah, get finished, Monday Ritter. Get tagged. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, Penn State boy. Take that, Penn State boy. Oh, Sandusky can't save you now, Bo. All that wrestling. All that talking about Chimaev. Oh, I would beat Chimaev. You got busted up and finished by De Ritter on the feet, and he took your bitch ass down. Oh my God, get finished. Dude didn't even fight back. Oh, Penn State. Oh.
This dude might benefit from smoking some kush too. I mean, this stuff right here, I'm okay with the animated reactions just because I get what's going on. But this like fake orgasming, bro, chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. This is like your third time this video faking like you're jizzing. And James Barrett, me and this guy do not look anything alike. I have a good hairline, he doesn't, okay?
Oh, Penn State! Oh, Daddy! Oh, Dana's little bitch! Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! I could tell he was quitting the whole time. Oh!
Oh my God, a fourth. He's so funny. Love you, Joey. A fourth time fake jizzing. Damn, boys. I know you guys answered already how many chicks Guru's cracked in his day. Shit, who cracked more chicks? MMA Joe. Who cracked more chicks? MMA Joey or MMA Guru? Shit. I think I might say Guru probably cracked more chicks than Joey, boys. Oh yeah, so people are calling for YouTube to like deplatform him. I'm not for all that, man. I'm really not for all that. I just think Guru needs to kind of grow up a little bit. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, genuinely, you know, everybody got to grow up sometimes. And I think Guru maybe just needs to grow up a little bit. This person saying, MMA fans' obsession with race and religion is really weird. Not just talking about Guru. When I get added to a random MMA group chat on here, 99% of the time I open it out of curiosity, and it's a full-blown race war between two freaks with no life. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really even be tapping into anything like race-related in MMA. I don't really be seeing too much racial stuff. See another person. If we're going to cancel MMA Guru, then MMA Joey needs to be canceled too. He spews the same hate towards Christian Americans. Double standards need to be held. So this homie right here, like, this is where I got the whole Christian thing from. Because he said he spews the same hate towards Christian Americans. Listen, just because Bo's Christian and he celebrated his loss, that's not the same thing as what Guru did. So this dude is just like on one, saying weird shit. Because if he were to say F the Christians, okay. But he didn't mention anything about Christians when he was celebrating Bo's loss. He just doesn't like Bo. Let's see if Guru posted a video reacting to it. Because that's going to be gold. Oh, damn. 24 minutes ago, boys. We got to react to this shit. The Mighty Guru show is over. DJ stood his base. Twitter backlash reaction. My response. Boys. We gotta watch this. We gotta watch it.
I guess it's being announced now to clear things up. We won't be doing another episode of the Mighty Guru show. No, I'm joking. It's not that bad. I'm okay with it, and I actually completely understand it. And I actually suggested, let's just wrap this thing up, okay? Because the situation is as follows, and we're going to go through a ton in today's video. We're going to reminisce on old times. I mean, the thumbnails, guys, the thumbnails are going to be missed. But we're going to go through everything. We're going to go through what was the thing that got me backlash right now, with my comments after the Makhachev versus Della Maddalena fight. We're going to go over times I've been cancelled before, despite being put in the UFC 300 countdown video. I was working with the UFC. They were emailing me, asking me to put me in the countdown, and I was saying yes, but then I just couldn't help myself but drop the video of all videos. So this is no stranger to me, you know. I'm not going to be able to be affiliated with fighters in the scene for all that long unless I'm on my best behavior. And best behavior is lame, guys, okay? Best behavior is very lame. This was a building of things. Like, this isn't the only thing that happened that I got pulled up on. This was a lot of things going on. Like, every card, pretty much, I would say some crazy shit. I would insult some fighter, I would say this, I would tweet that, and all of a sudden I've got to answer to it. And I knew in my head, this ain't lasting. I'm not living under these circumstances. I can't continue content under these circumstances. And then this was the straw that broke the camel's back that we're going to go through in today's video. But by God, it was a great run, dude. What an amazing run it was. But it just can't happen. And what it comes down to is, and, you know, we're going to go through some things on Twitter. I'm not hiding away from anything. People are bringing up stuff about Cheeto Vera's daughter. I'm going to go through it. I don't think it's that bad. The fact that they scoured the internet for ages trying to find things to get me on, and this is the worst they've got, I think speaks to how good of a person I am. But we're going to go through a ton of things. I made an announcement on Twitter earlier today. I said I was fine with you pussies on here acting like I was a murderer because I called someone inbred and told some guy spamming in my live chat to cry at a border. Simple banter, guys. But now you're targeting DJ. That was the thing that made me sort of jump the gun on this and tell DJ, let's just call it. I'm going to call it today. I'm going to call it tomorrow. And I'm going to do a video and just say myself that this is over. And I'm pulling myself off the show. You know, there's no saving this. Because everyone was going at DJ. Everyone was going at Demetrious Johnson. And I think he was kind of like not speaking about it publicly because he doesn't post that much on Twitter. He doesn't even have access to his Twitter, I don't think. Like he even mentioned, like, I don't even go on Twitter. What's going on? He didn't even know the full extent of what I said. He just got told by a producer and some friends, Guru keeps calling him inbred, mention it on the pod. And then on the podcast, we went over this. And that was what it was. Like, we went over it on the podcast and DJ ended up saying, you got to wind it back. Like, we've really got to wind this back. But we had a conversation after the podcast. I just got to go through this all at once. I can't have everyone on Twitter saying, MMA Guru's affiliated with Demetrious Johnson. Demetrious Johnson's platforming this guy. How does Demetrious Johnson affiliate with this guy? And know in my heart, I'm going to do this again at some point. I'm going to call some fighter gay again. I'm going to call some guy inbred again. I'm going to do this again. There's no stopping me. Okay? I will continue. I ain't never going to stop doing it, guys. Okay? It's just in me. And I can't have Demetrious Johnson's great legacy getting dragged through the dirt. So I stepped down. I stepped down basically after this podcast.
For the record, do I have an issue with Guru saying the word inbred and shit like that? I honestly don't. My biggest issue, kind of, was him saying send a bomb at their village, at their mountain. I thought that was a little bit uncalled for. And then also accusing the dudes of, like, forcing women to have sex with them. I just think it's a little bit too descriptive. Like, okay, call him an inbred, call him a cousin effer. Okay, all right. I'm not going to fucking cancel you. I don't think that's worth getting canceled over. But I did think it was a little bit much, the whole sexual stuff and the whole send a bomb at their mountain. It gets a little bit hateful. You feel me? Like, call them inbred, it's fine. But then you're like, send a bomb at their mountain, those inbred MFers, they be forcing women. It's just like, oh my God, bro, tell me how you really feel.
We had a conversation, and even before the podcast as well, we had a beginning of a conversation about this where I was basically told, you need to stop calling them names. Like, and DJ's absolutely in the right for this. There should be no hatred towards Demetrious Johnson here. And I can't stress that enough. He didn't really know what kind of animal he was getting in it with.
DJ knew what kind of animal he was getting into it with. That's why he fucking asked you to come on, bro. And that's the thing. That's why I highlight with DJ saying, like, DJ had no clue how to promote himself when he was in the UFC, but he's got the intellectual ability to bring on a guy like Guru on his podcast after he's retired. If you had just a fucking fraction of the know-how to promote yourself when you were an active fighter, you could have made so much more money. So Mighty Mouse knew what he was getting himself into with you, Guru. There's one other thing that he just said about Mighty Mouse, which was telling him what to do, right? Saying you got to wind it back. And I think that's why, like, it's better to be independent if you're a guy like Guru, because honestly, like, if you set aside all this stuff, yeah, I don't like how, you know, by doing a podcast with Demetrious Johnson, now it's like, oh, you can't be saying this, you can't be saying that. To me, it's like, that's why you shouldn't have never done the podcast with Mighty Mouse in the first place, because you should have seen that stuff coming from a mile away. It's the same, that's kind of what Dana says with sponsorships in the UFC, right? Somebody becomes a sponsor of the UFC, they try being like, don't say this, don't say that, and Dana says, fuck you. And, you know, that's what I like to say, too. I like to be able to call my own shots. And obviously doing business with DJ was, it was like a gray area.
You know what I mean? Like, this is, you're in my world, friend. You know what I mean? Get out of there. You're in the MMA Guru world.
Or it was like
okay, and there's going to be problems. Okay, they're going to be often. Okay, because the world is full of pussies at the end of the day. And this is what they do. But that's what it is, you know. But not anything to do with that. Demetrious Johnson was getting messages from, like, he's hanging around Team Habib, and I'm calling him inbred. And then he's going to do the show with me. And he was just telling me, like, that can't happen. Fair. Very fair. That was our conversation. He was just saying, like, I'm good friends with Marab now. You know that, right? This was before. You can't keep doing that. And then there's even other stuff that was going on. And this has been building. Then there was the Raja Jackson thing, which, you know, it's just like little things that just kept adding on and on and on. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to keep doing this. I've never had a mindset where an allegiance to someone is going to stop me from saying what needs to be said, in my opinion. You know, or maybe needs to be said with a little bit less of a harsh tone, as we're going to go through in today's video with my...
Shit, maybe Guru smoked a little bit of kush, boys. Maybe he smoked a little bit of kush.
Big crash out. But the Mighty Guru show we missed, man. It was fun. We had great views. But DJ just is friends with the fighters, man. He's a go. He goes and trains in gyms. He goes to Dagestan to train with Team Habib. He can't be affiliated with me, the devil, guys, okay? This is just how it is. I'm evil. Okay, guys? I'm an evil motherfucker, dude. You don't want no part of this. And that goes to everyone.
This guy does make me laugh. This guy does make me laugh.
Goes to fighters that are all of a sudden no longer answering my calls for interviews. Hey, Guru, why couldn't you get the so-and-so interview? Managers are talking.
Shout out
you
Dylan.
Know? Managers are talking for me, guys, okay? And I'm not speaking to the fighters anymore. I'm speaking to managers, and the managers are saying, we're busy, okay? We don't want this. So I feel like there's just this general shunning of me. But it makes sense for DJ to distance. I need to stress that more. He's friends with these guys. I'm no one. I'm the fucking MMA guru. I'm a random fucking fat retard in his mum's basement. Let's just go along with all that shit. That just shit talks the fighters. I just shit talk the fighters all the time. I call them names. And over time, it was like, we want to keep doing this show. And look at it. I mean, the views. The last one was a little bit less, but it's only been out for 2 days. But look, 509,000, 532, 577, 593. The thumbnails, 656, 703,000. I mean, 1.2 million on the in-person interview, 623. I mean, Darren Till got a measly 220K, even with my name in the title. You know what I mean? Like, I was good for... We were good business. It was a great show. But you can't blame DJ for this. This is fine. I'm okay with it. DJ will do better content without me. His better content is without me. DJ's best content is when he's in person training with the fighters that I'm calling inbred online. Or when he's in person training with a fighter that I've just called a bitch-ass pussy for the way they've just fought someone. And when the relationship between those guys... I'm not expecting DJ to uphold a relationship with me over a relationship with a current UFC world champion whilst he is a GOAT of the sport. And I messaged that to him. So I completely understand DJ's decision. I proposed that we just call it quits because after the show, he was saying, you need to stop doing this. You can't say, like, his producer was there.
What's he going to say? Okay, daddy? Come on, bro. Demetrious can tell him not to do it all he wants. But if I was MMA Guru, I would have said the same thing, to be honest with you guys. I would have been like, listen, okay, let's just not do the show anymore. You know what I mean? It doesn't even make financial sense for me to fucking start biting my tongue to uphold your personal relationships, right? Because that's why Demetrious was telling him to stop saying that stuff, so he could uphold his personal relationships. But again, how are those personal relationships that DJ's trying to uphold gonna pad Guru's pockets, right? This is split revenue. This is 354K split, right? You see Mighty and the MMA Guru up here. So this is a 50-50 revenue share. So, I mean, he's getting really paid off of half those views. You feel me? So I don't think that that's going to, you know, make up for it because he can get this amount of views on his own. The whole thing without a collab.
And we were having a conversation about this. And there was a whole thing about the fact that you just can't say inbred anymore. Which you may have noticed in my video about... the what's it called, about the Dylan Dennis attack, When John Pork was kicking that guy in the head, I wanted to fucking let loose, but I was like, I should hold back because I've been told I need to not say that anymore. And I ended up calling Raul Rosas inbred instead because he's not. And if he's not, then it doesn't hold any meaning.
Inbred is fine.
You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden it's serious when they actually are. Too real, you know? Too true. But that's the thing, you know? I was told you can't say, like, we need to chill with the calling people inbred and stuff. And I just thought, that's like telling Alex Pereira, yes, you can fight into the UFC, but no left hook. I mean, that's one of my vintage moves, guys. I can't not call fighters' names. I can't not trash the fighters. If I'm pissed off at 6 a.m. watching a shit UFC fight, they're getting fucking slurred. Well, not slurred. That would really get me in trouble, which I'm pretty...
I got no issue with Guru saying inbred. I got no issues with Guru talking shit to the fighters, calling them pussy bitches. I really don't have a problem with any of that stuff. Like, not even... It wouldn't even cross my mind that that's an issue.
Good at avoiding. But they're getting fucking trashed. That's the game. And I can't switch up now. I'm not going to switch up because I'll keep my show. And all of a sudden, Guru, why aren't you going hard in videos anymore? Guru, why are you scared to say certain things now? Are you trying to keep sponsor money? Fuck it. Fuck all of it, dude. I want to be me on YouTube. And to do that, I must be blacklisted by everyone. And because I am evil. Boy, am I an evil guy, dude. I mean, yeah, the worst people can find on me is like dark humor and like offensive words. But boy, I'm just an evil dude. That's something that people need to know. You're looking at the second coming of the devil. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, this is just, I've turned. Okay, I'm just absolute evil. The filth of the earth. Fair enough, no allegations, as I like to call the incel loophole here. No allegations, dude. Never in a million years. It won't even be an allegation of a date going down or I met Guru once. We don't even have these level of allegations, okay? Guru interacted with me once. There'll never be those allegations. But I don't have anything really on me, on my name, other than like saying mean things, which apparently makes me the worst person ever. And I'm going to go through some of those mean things in today's video that actually got this new drama started. And I'm also going to go through this. I'm not hiding away from the Marlon Vera. Yeah, I'm not... Oh, his name's Cheeto Vera, yeah. I'm not hiding away from the Cheeto Vera thing. I'm going to play it in today's video as well. But that's what it came down to, man. The Mighty Guru Show. It was a meeting with a producer, and this isn't the start. I said this a second ago. But I was getting this conversation often. After this, they were saying, and some of the stuff you say about, like, their producers... The producers of the show are Jewish guys. You know?
The word producer, I'd be off put, bro. I'd be off put. Why do you think, right? Why do you guys think that I do my own thing? Why I don't got nobody to help me out? Why I don't be riding on other people's coattails? Because, you know, I'm like Guru too in a way. That's why, if you guys notice, you know, I called him out for how many chicks he gets and shit like that. And I called him out for the Cheeto Vera stuff. But I didn't fully get on his ass because I get that you can make mistakes on camera too. You know what I mean? And I did see him trying to shy away from the Cheeto Vera daughter stuff, even though he may not have done a good job at it. Maybe he's just young. Maybe he'll learn his lesson. Hopefully he's not doing that kind of stuff 10 years from now. But the producer thing, talking about how the guy's Jewish, that's, you know, no hate on the Jews either. But it's like all these things, right, can cloud up your content. Producer, his morals, DJ, his friends, right? What the fuck does that have to do with Guru making content? So I get where the guy's coming from. Producer and stuff like that, that shit off-puts me right off the fucking bat. Right off the bat.
Like, it's not like Makhachev is secretly producing the DJ podcast and he said, you can't have him say that about Muslims. You can't have this and that. The producers of the show are Jewish, and I've had this conversation before, and I just kind of thought, I even said to him, they were saying,
what up,
you
John
can't
Jones?
Be saying this and stuff like that, and I said, I'm going fishing with Bryce, you know. This is the end, you know, this is, and I knew it in my head then when I was saying that, I was like, so it's over. So the pod must end, you know? And it's fair to DJ, he can't have that. He's a professional man, he's a good guy. he didn't really know what he was getting into it with. He's seen some viral videos of mine. I guess he thought it was funny, like the John Jones one and all of this.
Question: why the fuck does Mighty Mouse let his producer call shots? If it was me, if I got a producer, yeah, you're my producer, bro. You ain't fucking telling nobody I'm bringing on my platform what the fuck to say. That's my fucking job. Okay? I think the guy's name is Michael Wansover, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Wansover, you edit videos. You have no business telling either of these men what to say or what to think or what to do. You're a producer of the show. Put the fries in the bag, homie. Put the fries in the motherfucking bag, homie. Shout out Josh Block.
Fair. You know, I don't think they're that bad. But you don't know what I'm up to. You know what I mean? Only the true MMA Guru fans. Only the true MMA Guru fans are knowing exactly what I'm saying on a regular basis. And he's kind of been doing the pod with me. And then all of a sudden, every time something comes up, he's getting messages. And it's like, Guru, what the fuck is going on? And DJ is not a permanently online guy. He might play some games now and then, but a lot of people on Twitter seem to think that DJ knows everything I've said in every stream, everything I've said in every Fight Companion, every clip that there is of me. He scrolled through the bottomless barrel of TikTok clips and all. Like, DJ don't know about all that shit. And he didn't know about all that shit pre this podcast. But then after it, we were discussing things. And I just can't call fighters inbred. Can't fucking slander a guy, call him a fucking bitch.
You totally can. You totally can. It might be edgy, the inbred thing. But come on, bro. Yes, I draw the line somewhere, but I don't draw the line at inbred. Call me crazy. I see you guys saying too, you know what I mean? We value authenticity, not shills for the company. I get it. We need authenticity too. Unfortunately, sometimes it comes at a price with a guy like Guru, but it is what it is.
Bitch ass fucking pussy way of fighting all of this, because rightfully so, DJ stood his base. That's what this was. DJ stood his base and told me, Guru, if we're ever going to continue this, it all needs to stop. You know, we need to turn this down. Right now you're at an 11. And I said, I'll turn it down to a 7. And he said, we need this. I think he even messaged me this. We need this at a 2. Okay? Because we want to do big things with this and sponsor this and it. And I was like, in my head then I thought, I'm going to do it again. You can't fucking stop me. And it's going to happen again. And I can't keep doing that to DJ. That's my perspective on this. On a serious note, I can't do that to DJ. I can't drag someone along with me by association. Keep saying that I'm going to stop saying that shit. No, I won't say that shit. Knowing full well in my head, I'm going to do it again. So no hatred to DJ at all. Absolutely fair. Maybe I'll get into the messages I sent him. Because a couple of days after, it was after the Dylan Dennis video I made, I remember looking back and thinking to myself, yeah, it ain't happening. You know what I mean? It really ain't. Like, this isn't going to be able to continue. DJ's plan was, okay, I'll do the next. This is the end anyway, because you keep fucking up. You won't stop talking about this. The producer's Jewish, and you won't stop for the, like, I know it's like a big show and it's good for me monetarily. And I get a lot of money and income from like sponsors and stuff. I completely understand that, but that isn't enough for me to just change. I can't not say what I want to say for that. That's it. No amount of views. A show with Demetrious Johnson. I fucking love Demetrious Johnson. The show was great. We got along so well. We bounced off each other so well. I met him in person. A great guy. Shook his hand. Amazing guy. I love DJ. But no amount of anything. A show with DJ. Wanted to go to the sport. Sponsorship money from the pod. Advertising revenue from the pod. The notoriety. The viral clips that constantly go around with millions of views. I'm not going to change for that shit, man. I can't.
I respect it, man. I respect it. At the end of the day, I respect it.
I can't hold, like, I'm not going to just change the way I speak about things. The Raja stuff, like, that wasn't even that much of a huge deal, but it was a bit. Like, it's just, I'm hitting each box, you know? Raja's this protected group. You know, the Bryce Mitchell stuff is this protected group. Conversations to be had. Then this is another protected group. It's basically like I ventured out to insult people that weren't just white guys, basically. So that's a big fucking problem. So this is what I said to DJ. Because we were trying to troop through this.
I've been complimentary of Guru. I've been shooting him bail, but I will say, always hopping on like race baiting and shit like that. You don't always gotta do that, Guru. Like I said, you got more talent than that. You don't gotta grab at the lowest hanging fruit. You know what I mean? I find you to be a lot more talented than always having to exploit or go after a certain race or something like that.
If I was on my fucking best behavior and never said this, and maybe, who knows, I fucking apologized or some shit, you know? And DJ didn't know the full extent of it either. Like, he didn't know how hard I go on things. Like, he only knew little things that he's being told. And I just said, I messaged him, and I said, hey, DJ, I'm down to back off the pod if it works. Just simple message. I said, don't feel like you have to keep me on to not get backlash from my fan base. Very important that we don't fucking be a pussy like these fucking losers on Twitter right now, talking about, oh, we caused this, we cancelled this. No one cares about you fucking gaylords, dude. And I said, you're a GOAT, and your image in front of current champs and fighters is more important than the continuation of the pod, which is true on his side of things. And I said, plus, I can't promise that it won't happen, in brackets, not as severely, but again. Even though I'm going to tone it down and not get as furiously angry with it, I'm going to crash out again. It's going to happen. So I said, I'm down to step down. And then we were discussing why all of this. And then we also went on to discuss after. They're going at DJ on Twitter. Like, that's the fucking big deal here. I couldn't care less about people coming at me. They're not going to watch my videos anyway. If you're offended by this shit, you're not going to watch the videos anyway. I don't give a fuck about your bitch ass, your ugly fat ass. I don't give a fuck at all. But I cared that DJ is being slandered, and I don't want to be the guy that ruined Demetrious Johnson's legacy. Like, that's fucking bullshit. That makes me a bitch. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just lying to DJ's face every episode saying I'll tone it down, and in this episode, okay, I'll bring it down to a 2 out of 10 from an 11 out of 10. I'll stop saying inbred. I'll stop talking about the so-and-sos. I'll stop talking about this. And when I go fishing with Bryce, we won't bring up, you know what I mean? I just know I will. It's who I am. I'd be a bitch to lie to someone's face, to just keep going along with the pod while they get a bunch of shit for it. Right? That makes me a bitch. So that's what I was saying. So I just told DJ it's best for you to distance from me. It's best for everyone to distance from me. This is always a thing. Fighters with the interviews. And then DJ said, it's just a matter of time before you're going to go ham again. And he understands that I don't want to change my content or what I'm doing. And I said, that's what I'm thinking. There'll always be another time. Not just for the Dagestan fan base, but for anything. I'm going to go off again. I said, still a great pod, and our fans really enjoyed it, you know, and it's a great watch. And, yeah, that's what it was. And then DJ said, let's put the show on ice. I know you're going to say some more unhinged things down the line, and it'd have to get toned down to like a 2 if we were going to continue, which is the ultimatum, to which that's it. That's the end. So I said, I'm going to get a video out of this 100%. It does hurt a bit. I'll make you look good, which is true. He does look good in the whole situation. Like, I'm not going to go on here and say, fuck DJ, he fucking betrayed us. Like, that's not
what I get from all that stuff is this shit was a ticking time bomb. It was a ticking time bomb. And maybe low-key, this is what DJ gets for trying to rage bait views. You know, come on, let's keep it down the middle with DJ too, right? He wanted to exploit Guru's edginess and get him on his pod. Let's just call it what it is, right? So really, it was only a matter of time because Guru needs a co-host that doesn't have relationships that they're trying to preserve with other fighters. That's the type of co-host Guru needs. If you're not that type of co-host, then it's only a matter of time that the show is going to be over with. So, you know, I know that Guru's saying, I don't blame DJ and nobody deserves to blame DJ, but come on, DJ, you didn't know what you're getting yourself into? You really didn't? I know Guru's saying you're not on the internet like that, but you really didn't know what you're getting yourself into, bro? You haven't seen like 5 clips of Guru? You haven't seen clips of Guru putting hits out on Mario Bautista and shit like that? I mean, you had to have seen a clip of Guru calling one of the Russians inbred. But that's why you wanted him on the podcast, right? And then you wanted to change him. Guys like Guru, the less people around him, the better. He's right. The less people around him, the better.
What's going down here at all. And I just said I'd just say it how it is. And then I left him with undisputed, undefeated Chael Sonnen gif. One more for the bad guy. and that was the end of our negotiations, guys. So the pod's over, which I'm okay with. I'm not going to change up who I am down to the core for money or sponsorships or a show with the GOAT. Sorry, not my way. Same way with this UFC 300, man. I was in the fucking thing.
It's horrible.
This is bad because he is in his prime now. Boom.
Serious injury is fixable, but you're talking about a year.
This is a serious injury that will require surgery and months of rehab.
What now for the light heavyweight division? It's horrible.
He ain't gonna really be able to do anything with a ruptured Achilles.
It is fixable, but you're talking about...
I was in UFC 300 countdown. The UFC were emailing me saying, hello, MMA Guru, we'd love to get you on the countdowns. This was for a countdown before this as well, and a one before that. I've been in 3 different countdowns. And I just keep getting... I can't not say that John Jones is fucking gay. You know what I mean? This is the thing. I don't care. Like, I've had opportunities to work with the UFC and to get their trust, and they want me on their side as long as I stop saying certain things and stop trashing the fighters and bringing up things they don't like to hear and trashing Dana White nonstop. Like, they've tried to do this to where MMA Guru, we'll get him in the countdown and we'll, like, bring him on our side a little bit. But unfortunately, Jones was gay, dude. And I had to make the video. And I don't care. I don't care. I don't regret it, and I'll do it again. Okay? And I'll do it again. Anytime. So I really don't care. I really don't. This is how it is. Same with fighters not interviewing me anymore. As many of them. Even fighters that I've like really rallied behind. Just too busy. You know? I get it. I'm an evil bastard. I say mean things. Therefore, I'm more evil than people have reactions to murderers and rapists and all of this other horrible stuff going on in the world because I say mean things. Okay, guys? It's very important to know that I'm more evil. So let's get on to some of those mean things because I'm not angry about any of them. I don't regret any of them. And yeah, this is it. 101 to 109. People have been posting tweets about me. I'm not giving them no credit. Fucking retards. But I'm going to play the clips of some of the things that I was saying. So this was one of them that I'm getting a ton of backlash for. I told a guy spamming in my chat, lol, Makhachev. All these Makhachev fans were like in my stream. I had 27,000 live viewers during the main event. Thanks for you guys watching the Fight Companions. And I just looked over at chat and said this to one of the chat members. Makhachev laying on top again. Everyone pretending they enjoy it. Cry at a border in chat. Cry at a border. Keep spamming. Cry at a border. Whoa! I'm in the middle of a Fight Companion. I see them a lot of spamming fucking bullshit and shit. Like just trashing me like, all of this. And I'm like, I'll go cry at a border, dude. The amount of times I said this to Mexicans and they laugh. Shout out to the fucking Mexican fans, dude. Dude, my fan base are like fucking Mexican 30%. I swear to God, Mexican 30%. I always do the whole thing about like, Viva Mexico, man. Now let's fucking ditch this shit, oh man. Viva Mexico. What you mean I gotta go back? Fuck that, Holmes. And I always do that shit and they laugh about it. And that's what it is. I'll have a little dig at chat, at a guy in chat. Now, if you're a fucking retard, you could say that I'm talking about women and children in Palestine when I say that comment. When I say these comments, I even mentioned, it's not even in this video clipping it, but it's in the overall live stream. I said,
I'm too retarded to even know. Like, I don't even fucking, like, when he says, go cry at a border, I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I'm too retarded to even fucking know what this guy's talking about, let alone compare it to Palestine. Like, I don't fucking, like, when he says cry at a border, I'm wondering, shit, like, Russians got some trouble, like, migrating to other countries or something. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. This shit's past my fucking knowledge. So I can't even criticize.
In the nukes or something like that. And even I was mentioning something about like Dagestanis at war. And I was saying this is why you guys are lost the war or something. And I did this. The tanks, they're shooting single legs on our horses. Quick. Roll in the tanks, brother. They're shooting single legs on our people. Quick. It's tough. They're laying in half guard on top of our soldiers. begin to shoot. Hurry, they've been there for 25 minutes. We're running out of time. And that was my impression of Dagestani fighters in real life going to war. In like a war scenario. Now, if you're a real fucking cunt and an ugly fat retard, you could maybe suggest that I was talking about women and children in Palestine to like profit and get more viewership out of your tweets. You could do that solely for your own benefit. Lie and put that on the women and children of Palestine. When I say nuke the cliffs of Dagestan, you could just make up that I'm talking about women and children in Palestine, even though I may have made jokes before. Typically, I'm very against what's going on over there. Free Palestine. I'm very against what's going on over there. Vehemently. Maybe that's got me in trouble before about comments about another group in that area. That's got me in a lot of controversy before. You could make that up just to farm views on your tweet. I think that makes you a worse person by far. And I think that makes you everything people actually think I am, down to being fat and hideously fucking ugly in your mum's basement. But what do I know? You know what I'm saying? But you could just make up that I'm talking about women and children in Palestine there and get a ton of views on a tweet. You could do that.
Or make up that MMA Joey is attacking Christians because Bo Nickel happens to be Christian and he celebrated Bo Nickel's loss. So yes, I understand that some of these people on X are posting things, sensationalizing things, and almost making things up just to get some views and attention. So the whole Palestine comparison, I get where Guru's coming from. I still thought it was a little bit distasteful to say they should bomb the cliffs of Dagestan because everybody's effing their cousins. That's just a little bit too descriptive. But let's see if he acknowledges it. He kind of did just now, but he downplayed it. If he said what he really said, I think he wouldn't be able to defend himself.
Fucking retard. And then 732. Enjoy your back to fucking, and this is every channel's piling in on this. The other one, the fucking guy that looks like fucking, what's it called? The jellyfish out of Shark Tale or whatever. You know what I mean? You could do this with any of them. Like, they're all piling on right now. Have fun when this dies down and you're back to fucking sub 10k views. Have fun. Tweet into thin air in about 2 weeks' time. Good shit, guys. Fucking retards, a pair of them. 732. Right here. This is another thing I was doing. Listen, I didn't go that far with Makhachev, guys. Yes! 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 My parents are cousins! Guys, this is just fucking banter. 23,000 live viewers. I know it's kicking off. I'm not putting on a show. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going to hide behind the fact that I'm putting on a show here. Yes! These are my 2 belts. Raise them up, Makhachev. Your parent days, one for each cousin, dude. One for each cousin parent. Got a ton of shit. Call him inbred, send in the nukes, impression of the military thing. Go cry at a border. This is what y'all got on me, dude. Wild. No one cares. If you care about this shit, you're fucking lame. And you shouldn't watch my videos anyway. And you probably don't anyway. Why is everyone acting like there's this big uprising? No one fucking cares, dude. You're lame. You guys are fucking gay, dude. No one cares.
I'm just going to point it out again since he loves to do that. You know, Guru, that what you said about the sending the nukes at the mountain, I personally think the way you're not really fully finishing off that sentence about what you said, I think you know that you shouldn't have really said that either. But you're adding that in with very few words describing what you actually said in the middle of your examples to try to downplay it, right? But genuinely, I think he knows the whole bomb the mountain because they're effing their cousins. And where is he mentioning, right, that Islam forces women to have sex with him? He hasn't even mentioned that yet. So if you feel so strongly, Guru, that nobody cares, then say everything you said, homie. Say everything you said without sugarcoating it, because nobody cares, right? Nobody cares, Guru. So say everything you said without sugarcoating it. But hey, I see what you're doing. You just want to convince your fan base. Okay, whatever. That's all good, but you're not going to convince me.
And I mean that as a compliment, YouTube administrations. And if you think that that's bigoted, then you're the problem. And also, I'll just move on. I've got an Ngannou video I got to make tomorrow. I'm going to stream. UFC Qatar's this weekend. I posted predictions yesterday. Check them out. This is going to happen again. I'm going to call a fighter a name and do an insulting impression of him. Just because you're so pathetic that you're like a protected class and you want to be a victim about it and use that victim power to ruin something that's a good Mighty Guru show. Even though it should be ended anyway because of just the fighters fucking messaging DJ, because that's how it started, you know. I put out a tweet once about, no, not a tweet. I said something about like he's friends with Marab. DJ's friends with Marab. He's messaged me saying, Guru, friends are messaging me, like fighter friends. This can't continue. Like we can't keep doing this. I can't have you trash these guys, and then I'm in the gym with them, seeing them face to face and doing this. And then everyone's going to obviously pounce on that dynamic of like, we can get the show cancelled. Let's be filth and get the show cancelled. You know what I mean? The show was done. The show was never going to continue. The show was fucking cooked from the start. But we had a good run. And Twitter piled on, meaning I have to announce this now because I can't let this brew until the next pay-per-view where it actually was going to get... That was the plan. DJ was saying, I'll just go on the next December pay-per-view or something. What was his message? Let me have a look. I'll find it. I just want to be honest here, you know? He said he's not going to go on Twitter and announce it. I'll do a show in December, and when people ask me, I'll just be honest. So that was his plan. That was DJ's plan. He's going to do a show in December on his own, and he's just going to mention, oh yeah, MMA Guru's no longer on the pod. He's being controversial to some of my fighter friends. He basically stood his base and was Team Habib and Team Marab, like who are his friends, over Team fucking shitty old MMA Guru, which is absolutely fair. And I was talking even before this, I was saying, I could mention this in a video tomorrow, because Twitter's going off like trashing you right now. I was mentioning that even before in the conversation. And obviously they're trashing me, but that's fucking, who cares about that shit? They always do that. They're lame as fuck. And then I said, I'm going to get a video out of this 100%. Just a heads up. So there you go. That's it. I think it's fair. And what's it called? This Vera stuff. They're back in 2018 or something. Not 2018. 2020, 2019. I'm showing it. I don't care. I'm showing it. It's a bad look. I don't care. I'm showing it. This is the best you've got. This guy follows me as well, by the way, while actively trying to cancel me. Beg. Absolute beg. Mexicans are ashamed of your lack of banter, dude. I'm speaking for all the amigos out there right now, dude. This guy's one of you. This guy's a fake. This guy's a gringo, dude. This is some gringo behavior right here. Some pussy-ass gringo behavior, dude. This was what's coming out about me. People are even saying this. MMA Guru's sitting there laughing at Cheeto Vera's daughter on live stream and cashing super chats off of it. And people are saying, posting news saying DJ and Guru's show is cancelled because Guru was laughing at Cheeto Vera's disabled daughter. Dude, the world are full of such pussies, man. This is what they're piling on with now. Show cancelled because of MMA Guru's Cheeto Vera comments. If you really are an MMA Guru fan, this is tame shit for super chat impressions. Notice how they're not going after some of the Bryce Mitchell impressions. Because there's no fucking fan base to farm. And the fan base they could farm from this shit would probably agree with the Bryce Mitchell impressions. You know? I did a whole interview with Bryce Mitchell while he went off. No one cared. No fan base to farm. No fan base to farm. So no one cared. Right? Didn't get cancelled for having him on my show. I'm going to go fishing with Bryce. I don't care. But this is the thing with Cheeto Vera. Donations coming in. They were loving it. This is ages ago, as you can see by the look of me here. I think I'm in the shed in this situation. That's how long ago it is. Not even first move out Guru. Not even now second move out Guru. This is in the shed in my fucking garden of my parents' house. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate you, Gina Carano. Thank you very much indeed. Thoughts on Cheeto Vera practicing his head kicks on his daughter? The special... Okay, shut up. Dude, don't say that shit. Thank you for the $5. You know. So I kind of blow it off. I'm like, okay, fucking hell, man. Chuckle. I'm not going to be like, you disgusting, despicable piece of shit. That's not me. But I'm going to say, like, don't say shit like that. I'll chuck... And other times I'll chuck in a joke.
And that's why I kind of defended Guru, because I think I saw a little bit of myself in him when he was reacting to some of those chats. You know, I be joking too, not being serious, right? And I don't like to get on you boys in the chat too much, right? If you be edgy and stuff like that too. So it's tough. It's a fine line. Like, Guru didn't want to get on his chat, but he also didn't want to co-sign it, so he was stuck in a hard place there. Maybe he was just inexperienced dealing with that type of thing. And if he could go back, maybe he would have handled it slightly different. But I don't think it was that bad because, like I said, I saw him being like, no, I'm not going to explain Cheeto's daughter and stuff like that. Stop commenting it. Stop donating, asking me about it. So that's why I didn't get on his ass about that shit. Because it's tough when you're sitting in his chair, right? It's tough when you're sitting in his chair and, like, you got to react in real time. It's a live stream.
You know what I'm saying?
That is the question. Thank you for the $2 Pacey. MMA Joey eating Cheeto's daughter impression.
He'd never eat a vegetable. Thank you for the $5 I know. It's a bad joke. Like, it's a really dark joke that's horrible for me to say.
There's no excuse for that joke, Guru. There is no excuse for that joke.
My bad. This is the best they've got. My bad. They're going to find other shit, other jokes I've made, other comments I've made. Take it up with Jimmy Carr. Take it up with Kill Tony. I made a shitty joke when I was like, what, in my parents' shed? Early days of the channel. 1K viewers. Live. That's how long ago it was. Whoops. It's vegetable. It's bad. Listen, I don't justify this at all. I think it's horrible. It's a bad joke. Cry about it. You going to cry? What's wrong? You guys going to cry about it?
I'm not going to cry, but I'm going to say exactly what you said. It's a bad joke. You shouldn't have said it. You know what I mean? It was distasteful as hell. And maybe now that you're a few years older, now you see what I'm saying. So, no, I'm not going to cry over it. You know what I mean? But I agree with what you said. It's a bad joke. Shouldn't have said it.
Well, it's not possible to do the impression. I also had DJ call me up on the fucking Chandler thing. In person when I met him. Like, yo, the Chandler impressions, like, what the fuck is... You know what I mean? Like, he's even mentioned that to me before. It's like, okay. They're risky impressions. They're dark jokes. I'm a comedian on a fucking live stream. Someone donates something, I'm going to riff off of it. It's like an improv fucking joke thing where I'm getting 100 donos and one of them's going to be the fucking edgiest shit ever. We'll see how I respond. Such a slob. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate your $5, Gina Carano. Cheeto. Same guy again, by the way. Who's the real problem here? Explaining, shut up about Cheeto's daughter. I made one joke to hope it would die down. Stop. Thank you for the $5, dude. This is what you're getting me on. Stop fucking donating that shit. I did one joke because they're all spamming it now, realizing I don't want to read it. That's how a live chat works. This is the big pussies. So and I laughed about some of them. Corners. Thank you for the $5, Gina Carano. Thoughts on Cheeto putting his daughter out? Shut up for the $5. Oh my God, I'm a terrible person. Sometimes you're in a flow and they catch you off guard. Thank you for the free Australian dollars, Xavier Cochlin. Who wins Geodude versus Cheeto's daughter breakdown? Edit.
That's why I laughed, because it's fucking
the only
face.
edit. Viewer count goes from 1.1k to 1.2k. Who wins Geodude versus Cheeto's daughter breakdown? Might have been legitimate. I don't know. Probably was. But I'm just saying that's weird. But I probably did laugh at some point. Like, you're catching me off guard. It's 6 a.m. Why are you hitting me with these jokes? These dark humor jokes out of nowhere. Thank you for the $2 too, John Jack. Guys, seriously, stop letting me profit off of this. Thank you for the $2 barbecue Kermit. I appreciate you. Chael in Fedor fight versus Vera's daughter in Smart Off. I don't know. Thank you for the $2. Chael. I even said Chael had worse because he threw himself off the back of Fedor. Why?
Fucking Bert. Fucking Bert. Get the fuck off the donos. 20, bro? Jeez Louise, Bert. You dropping 20? The fuck going on, Bert? Fucking Bert, boys.
These guys. Let's take out these guys. MMA thoughts on... Oh, Jesus. It's just one after the other. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, guys, stop. Then you got to do it a bit so it just dies down or they'll spam it for days on end. This is what you're getting me on? I'm shunning off half of these. Like, don't make jokes about that shit. It's all good, though. And this is the fucking fan base. And I wanted to mention this at the end of the video. But I didn't want to hide away from this. Like, oh, you didn't include that. You didn't include that you said send the nukes. You didn't include that you said cry at a border. I'm including all of it. I don't give a fuck about any of it. This is tame shit. I'm a comedian on a live stream. Riffing with the super chats. You guys watch Kill Tony? I think Marlon Vera's been on it. If I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? I'm sure they've said some fucking crazy things. Like, are they that fucking much of pussies in this world? And then this is like the Makhachev fans in the comment section of JDM's wife's Instagram. Some of them are nice. And all these clowns that are commenting. And I do want to point that out. And that's something I am going to say at the end here. And that's where we're going to end things. MMA Makhachev, baby crying. All these Makhachev gifts non-stop. Like, I do want to mention, this is shit is so odd. Doing it on the fighters page is weird, but spamming this weird shit on fighters' families' posts is next level weird. And it's so fucking true. Why are we acting like I can't shit talk these fans? They're perfect because they're different. That's the mindset of a lot of people in this world nowadays. I can shit talk anyone I want. Anyone I want to, I'll shit talk. I'm not going to... Like, if someone's a piece of shit in my live chat, or if someone's a piece of shit to me, I'll hit him with go cry at the border. I'll hit him with some crazy shit. I'll call him inbred. You're probably inbred, dude. Shut up. If they're doing wild shit, I'm going to make a comment back. Ending with this, because I didn't want to use it as any kind of like leverage over the whole context of this video. I insult Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's Irish fans tell me if I'm ever here, they'll knock me out. I'm a fat pussy bitch. They'll call me something like that on Instagram. I insult John Jones. Jones's fans call me a name. Maybe they're a slur for white people. I don't care at all. I don't give a fuck about that. That's some victim shit. But they'll call me a name. And
I gotta pause it with Juice comment because this was literally in my head too. Honestly, boys, if we're just keeping it a buck, and this doesn't justify, right? This doesn't justify anything. Although I think we've come to a conclusion that Guru, while he may be edgy, he really only stepped his foot over the line on a couple occasions, and it honestly wasn't that bad. I think of all the issues I got with Guru, again, it was just the thing about saying how you got to force women to have sex with you if you're one of the Dagestanis, and saying to send a bomb at that mountain because they're all having sex with their cousins. You didn't have to explain it, bro. Just inbred already insinuates all that shit. You feel me? Just leave it at inbred, bro. Leave it at fucking inbred. It already insinuates all that. And then cousin effer, it still insinuates all that. You didn't need to say go bomb their fucking mountain. It was a little bit much. But aside from that, the Daggies have extremely toxic fans. And I find them super fucking annoying, bro. Super fucking annoying. They gotta actually be probably the most toxic fan base in the sport. They have to be. The Dagestani fans, the Khabib lovers, have to be the most toxic fan base in the sport. Have to be. So I gotta say that.
And I'll say, if I ever see you around here, I'll knock you the fuck out. You best hope that you're with security if you're ever at a UFC event, or I'll knock you out. I'll get some shit like that. I insult these guys and their fan base. This has been going on for a very long time. When I said Khabib's record was padded, and I mentioned that he was married to his cousin in a theatrical way, to say the very least. And they're threatening me with my life. They're threatening to do things to my parents. They're threatening to do things like behead. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to threaten to... And this is the big thing, where maybe I get more angry than usual towards them and their fan base compared to anyone else. Because why? What really is it about them? They're just... they're white guys. They're Caucasians. I know they believe differently. But the thing is, they're fans, and this is something to very quickly distinguish. The Dagestani fans that they have do not say shit like this. Mickey Osban is not a Dagestani person posting this in the comments. Okay? Just to keep that very clear, you can go through some of these. MWTX Lewis, Ahanaf posting a Makhachev gift, Darin, all of these guys, Ibrahim. I know this guy, Ibrahim, is probably a Dagestani guy. This is the difference. They're actual people. Do not shit talk like this. Okay? So they get caught in the crossfire along with not the real this or what the fuck. Rod Masira. Do you know what I mean? There are some actual guys out there that are from this region. Armin probably. Armin 99. Okay? That are from the Caucasus. This guy here posting the fucking, as with the profile picture of the, what's it called? Kingdom of Heaven people. He's probably from the Caucasus as well. They're not doing this because they're actually true to themselves. But there's another contingency of his fan base that is the worst. I need to get it off the screen so I can keep this video an attempt to get monetized.
No, that's actually funny though, and I think he's right because I just said about Islam's fan base, they're annoying as fuck, and I think it's like Americans. I think it's Islam's American fans that are super annoying. To be honest with you, I think that's what he's saying here too, because he's highlighting the ones who are really from the Caucasus. They're actually saying like, you know, somewhat positive comments. But it's like the American fans of Islam's camp are super fucking annoying.
They are the worst person ever. They constantly talk about stuff like this. They'll harass people's family. They'll message me. I'll save it to the end. They'll message me underage people in my family. They're from a different country. I know what countries they're from. Look up inbreeding map of Earth and just you can see exactly where they're from. They'll message me underage people in my family. And they'll say things they're going to do to them. And they'll start guessing at schools that they go to. I know people will call me a victim for bringing that up. But can you see how maybe, just maybe, that would create some general animosity towards that fan base? But what the situation is, as far as I'm aware, based on what's going down on Twitter is, especially with some fucking retards lying about me calling out fucking, in that clip that they were putting out there, like I ever mentioned Palestinian women and children. They're farming a fan base that is likely to be rejected by me because they cannot compete with the actual MMA fan base because they're unfunny, have no personality, and are disgusting to watch. That's what it is. Don't act like there's any moral virtue behind what you're doing here. You're farming fan bases that may have been turned away from my content because I own this game, yeah? Let's call it what it is. So that's that. That's the whole situation. The Mighty Guru show's done. I hope I covered everything in today's video. DJ stood his base. No shit towards DJ. This was brewing. He can't have me talking shit about the fighters non-stop when he's going to be...
See, this is the one time where Guru can't keep it a buck because he's friends with DJ, so I got to keep it a buck. There's a little bit of hate towards DJ here from me. Because I'm not going to let DJ get away with acting like he didn't know what he was doing by platforming Guru in the first place. I'm not just going to act like Mighty Mouse just thought Guru was this guy on the up and up. His character was fucking spectacular, never says an edgy thing. All the reasons why he gets canceled is why DJ wanted him on his podcast. So DJ should have never acted surprised. Also, DJ, you should have never given your producers fucking power on your channel, bro. They're the fucking producer. Tell them to put the fries in the fucking bag. But Guru usually keeps it a buck, but on this one specific thing, he's not keeping it a buck because he wants to maintain the relationship with DJ. So I gotta say it. DJ knew what he was getting himself into. The same reason why you're getting canceled, Guru, is the same reason why he wanted you on there.
Collaborating with those fighters, that's taking money out of his pocket. You know what I mean? That's affecting his bottom line. That's affecting his ability to go train and to walk into an MMA gym with full respect. That's DJ. And I want to stress that as well at the end. This is Demetrious Johnson we're talking about here. He's the GOAT. He's the nice guy of the sport. No blemishes. And I come along and I've made all of these blemishes on him. Names other than the thing about, don't be bringing that grey shit around my kids. What else has DJ ever done to warrant this level of trashing? It's because of me. I know that. I think the trashing of Tom is somewhat because of me. Like when I affiliate with people that hate me are going to be like taken out on them. And that's what we're seeing with this on Twitter towards DJ. How's he platforming this guy? And people are calling him like animals that get into the bins in America. Something to do with porch. I've seen a lot of that going around on Twitter as well. And DJ goes, I don't need that shit. He keeps telling me that. And I agree. He don't need that shit. So I'm calling it off. I'm not going to play by the... I know I'm not going to be able to keep my mouth shut about certain things. I'm not going to just do it for the sake of keeping my show and keeping the money from it and all of this and keeping the spotlight and all of the viewership. I'm going to do on my own thing. That's the video. All good. Thank you very much. That's everything.
Toodle pip.